Joining us right now, and we are looking forward to this conversation because we've been working on it for some time, the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, Mat Ishbia, is joining us here on the Burns Gambo show. Matt, as always, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time, and welcome back to the show. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you guys. Hope you guys are doing well, too.
Doing well. Matt, I'm going to ask you the biggest question that is on Phoenix Suns fans' minds right now, and hopefully we get a real answer. Are you somewhat concerned that Ryan Dunn is going to become a two-sport star and play baseball for the Arizona Diamondbacks?
That's not one of our high-level concerns, although I know he can play, and I know his brother's a heck of a baseball player, too. But luckily for us, Ryan's going to be a heck of a basketball player for us, defensively and offensively as well. So not that concerned right now, but I know he's good at it all.
All right, I was watching him. He looked smooth out there taking ground balls with the Arizona Diamondbacks the other day. He looked smooth. It looked like he could play a little bit. All right, let's talk about 3 months ago, you came out and said that things are going to change here in Phoenix. Things are going to change. We're going to do things differently. We're going to do things better. We're going to be more efficient. We're going to be more fan-friendly. And we're going to eventually build the type of team that these fans can be really proud of. Where are you in that process right now 3 months later?
Yeah, absolutely. We feel good about where we are in the process. It's not a completed process, but I feel like the fans, I was a fan too last year watching our team, and it was not fun to watch. You're not going to feel that way this year. Our team's going to play hard, going to play tough, going to play gritty, and going to hopefully make an entertaining product on the court and also win some games. And so, that's full expectations. We have young players that are ascending instead of players that are descending. We have players that want to be here, that are bought into the Phoenix Suns culture that, once again, I can take the criticism for not defining well enough when I bought the team, but it is defined very clearly now. And there's not a player on the team that does not understand what we're about. There's not a coach. There's not anyone in the front office that does not understand that it's for the fans, and we're going to develop a team that they're going to be proud of year in and year out, and I'm excited about where we're at in the process.
Obviously, the process involves a lot of young players, younger players. There was a real commitment to that in the offseason. Tell me about how you feel the really young guys, the new players that you drafted this year, how they fit in, how they've acclimated, what has been your level of interaction with them, and what have you learned about some of the new guys that you've added this offseason, Matt?
Yeah, well, we love the guys we've added this offseason. A lot of them we've targeted for reasons that I just discussed that are aligned with the vision and the type of basketball we're going to play here. And the big part of it is they're also all in for getting better every day. They're all in the gym right now. Today, this week, last week, it's the middle of August. A lot of NBA players are not. We got most players in market in Phoenix, and a lot of the young guys. Yeah, they take time. They're not going to be superstars. We saw it with Ryan Dunn. You mentioned him earlier. He had some amazing flashes last year, and then there's also some games that the coach didn't play him, right? So there's a balance there, and I feel like our young guys are going to develop at a really good pace. We also have some really good players that aren't young, as young, that are veteran players that are going to make a big contribution. So actually, I feel we have a good mixture this year, and it's an ascending, exciting, fun team to watch that's going to compete every single night, and the fans will love it.
Was there any lessons learned from what you were able to do with the Phoenix Mercury? You took an older, aging team that wasn't competitive, and Diana's gone and Brittany's gone. You built a team that's got 21 wins right now. They're 1 win away from being the number 2 seed in the WNBA standings. They're on their way to the playoffs. They've had a great year. You changed the roster. You got younger. You got more athletic. Was there any lessons to be learned from what happened with the Mercury that are transferring over to the Suns?
Absolutely. It's exactly what with the Suns, when I bought the team, they were in a good shape. I know people think they were just in the finals, but we actually just lost in the playoffs last year, the year before in Game 7 of the Mavericks, and we were about a little bit over 500 when I bought the team. So we weren't an NBA Finals team. However, we were a much better team than the Mercury were when I bought the team. So the Suns, we said, hey, let's put some money behind it. Let's uncap the luxury tax. Let them make some moves. And I did not define the vision, the culture, and what we want. And we tried spending some money, supporting what they already had in place, and it didn't work. And we all saw that. So we tried it for 2.5 years. That ain't working, and it ain't doing that again. Now, the Mercury was different. They were the worst team in the league. And I said, wait a minute. We don't have to. We're not throwing money at this. We're going to go fix this the right way for the long term. And so hired a new GM right away, hired a new coach right away, actually got beat up in the media for that. The only press conference that people complained about were that I hired the wrong coach and the wrong GM but you know what? We believed that they were aligned with what we were trying to do, and they built it the right way It didn't happen overnight. We made the playoffs last year. This year we're a top 3-4 team, however you want to look at it right now, and an ascending team. We got a lot of young players. We got a lot of star players. We play extremely hard. So that's the same thing we're going to do with the Suns. The same thing. We're just 2 years behind the Mercury. That's how I look at it based on what we did then, and we're going to go forward doing it this way with both teams.
Matt Ishbia is our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. Without getting specific, unless you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. I'm curious, do you anticipate that the roster you've got right now with the Phoenix Suns is the one that you will go to camp with when that starts in about a month and a half, or is the door open for some other changes perhaps to the roster?
No, I expect this to be the roster. I mean, obviously, if a call comes, but we like our roster a lot more than a lot of national pundits. But the national pundits a year ago picked us to win the NBA championship or be a top 5 team in the league, and they were dead wrong, just like we were. So, I like our roster, regardless of what people think. I think we got good young talent. We got size, which we didn't have last year. We got a dominant superstar in Devin Booker. We got a young up-and-coming superstar in Jalen Green and Mark Williams. And we feel really good about those players. And, of course, we got the young guys that you know. And I'm not going to go and name every player, but you know all the other guys we got, from Dylan Brooks all the way through the organization. I feel good about it. And there's some guys that I think you got to recognize. A big part of what we're going to be about in Phoenix is they're going to get better every year. So I expect Grayson Allen to have a much better year this year. I expect Royce O'Neal to have a better year. These guys they're not just going to stay the same. They're going to get better. And that's a big part of the culture and development that we're focused on here. And that was veterans I was talking about, but I'll also talk about the rookies as well. And the young guys like Oso and Dunn and those guys, Colin Gillespie, etc.
There were reports of some conversations about maybe tweaking the roster a little bit. Have you guys moved on from those conversations, Matt?
Sometimes those conversations are overblown, and just because it's said in the media doesn't mean it. I would trust that you guys seem to know what's going on. A lot of other guys know, but a lot of people just say stuff to get clicks and things. A lot of it's not true. Now, with that being said, some of it is true, and some of it we take calls all the time, and we're always open for conversations with people. But sometimes people act like we're in some bidding war and sometimes it's just it's fun to watch because I know what we do and don't do, and I just know these guys are either lying or just trying to say something. And sometimes broken clock's right twice a day, right? Sometimes they just say a bunch of stuff, and eventually they get one of them right.
It's amazing how much crap it gets thrown out there that is absolutely wrong, and we got to sit there and shoot it down and say no, there's absolutely nothing to this. But it is amazing. I'm not going to mention who, but there's somebody at this radio station that I made a bet with that the Suns this year would have more wins than they did last year. I'm not going to mention who. Don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But I think that the lunch, if I lose, it's like at the rah-rah room. And I know that price is a little expensive. So we've got to win more games. I believe, I'm an addition by subtraction guy. I believe that this team will be better than the team last year based on that. Just having a younger, more athletic team, guys that are going to play harder, not quit when they're down 20. So I am on record and have been, and I've got a big lunch bet on this, Matt, that the team this year will actually be better than the team last year.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. First off, we'll be a lot more fun to watch. We will play a lot harder. And I believe we'll win more games. Now, does that mean we're going to win an NBA championship and win 72 games? No, I don't see that. However, I do see us a lot better than once again the national pundits who just like to say what they say. Once again, they can say whatever they want, and then they have no accountability. Once again, the last couple of years, people picked us to win, and once again, we thought we'd be better than we were. We weren't. People were thinking that we're going to be a lot worse. I expect us to win more games, but I expect more importantly that we're going to be competitive, a team that you're going to be proud of, and we're going to be building. And over the next couple of years, you're going to see us follow that same Phoenix Mercury path to be competing for a championship, playing hard. And like I said, everyone's going to rally around these guys, and I'm excited about it.
Just in case I happen to be the one that Gambo has that bet with, Matt.
I didn't mention anybody.
I know you
by
didn't,
name.
but you know what? I'm gonna own up to it. It's fine. I'm not afraid of this. Just in case I happen to be that guy, if the new style and playing harder and the more entertaining basketball doesn't lead to wins right away, but you're on the right path. Are you cool with that? I mean, is it the patience that might take for something like that if it takes a little longer than you think? Is that kind of part of the plan for you if that's how it goes?
Absolutely. So listen, when you're building a culture and you're building a strategy and a vision, anything worthwhile takes a while, right? And so when I bought the Suns originally, I thought we were on, third base. And it's like, okay, let me give them a little bit of extra money, a little bit of push, stay out of the way, and let them. And we made some great trades. And like I said, I won't say I disagreed with them, but now I've set a vision and said, hey, I know what kind of guys I want. We ain't trading for guys that aren't like this. We ain't doing it if it's not like this. Coach is going to be like this. He's not going to be like that. It's going to be like this. And we've defined that. And that's going to take time. Anything worthwhile takes a while. Do I expect it to take a couple years to where we get to the point where you're like, wow, I really see the vision? Yes. And by the way, if you asked me 24 months ago about the Mercury, people would be bashing us, right? We were 9-31 that first year. And so I don't expect us to have a season like that with the Suns, to be clear, but I do expect to be patient with it, to build it the right way. But I also am optimistic. I'm a naively optimistic person that will be a lot better than people think.
Mercury with a big game tonight at Las Vegas. You can catch that 7 p.m. Mercury at Las Vegas. A big game as they finish up the they got about 10, 11 more games left in the season. When I look at what you guys are doing in the community, and I'm a big believer that you guys got to give back, and you guys have been. You've been terrific. We're in the midst of our big radiothon for the Phoenix Children's Hospital. We've raised over $2 million the last few years, so we're in the process of giving back right now. You guys have done a tremendous job. I saw when the schedule was unleashed, it brought a tear to my eye. You guys paid the adoption fee for 30 dogs representing the 30 teams around the league. As somebody who adopted a 10-year-old Chihuahua from a rescue, me and my wife are big believers in that. We support a lot of the dog rescues that are out there. But just tell me about, you guys being involved in the community, doing things like the dog adoption fees, how important that is to you.
It's so important. It's all the things. When I bought the team, I said, hey, listen, we got to reset the culture from a team member perspective, like people that work there based on the previous situations before I bought the team. I said, we got to make a huge investment in the community, right? And then we got to dominate the fan experience. And then fourth, we got to win. And so I believe we've done an A-plus job on the first three. The winning has not been where we want to be, and obviously we're working on it. But I think the community, obviously the WNBA and NBA All-Star games, but also we don't beat our chest and talk about every single thing we do, but we donate a lot of money to the community. The dog thing was cool. I got 3 dogs myself, so I love dogs. And, but there's so many other things that we want to do, and we're going to continue to do because the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury are the communities. It's your team. I'm the steward. My job is to help guide it and lead it, but it's yours, and how do we make it impact the community every single day? And we're proud of what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing more and more stuff every single day, every single year to hopefully make everyone proud and be proud of our teams here in Phoenix.
Well, Matt, we do appreciate the work that the organization is putting in. We appreciate our audience for what they're doing this week with Phoenix Children's Hospital. It's all good. We thank you for the time today. Thanks for coming on for a few minutes. I'm sure we'll be talking to you in the near future as the season gets a little closer. We're not that far away from media day and the start of training camp. So thank you for coming on for a few. We really do appreciate it, okay?
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for all that you guys do, too. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for watching Burns Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.